Welcome back, YouTube. It's Jay Roebuck. Today we are going to discuss Kendrick Lamar's show in Colombia last night that was canceled. Now, whenever we walk into a topic that involves Kendrick Lamar and Drake, we know people are going to become sensitive. We know the comment section will be filled with hate and love. So when I approach this issue, let me walk you through how I'm going to do it. We are going to start with the facts only. What can we prove 100% without a doubt in the air? Then we're going to talk about the narratives that are coming out of each fan base, Kendrick Lamar's fan base and Drake's fan base. And then we're going to talk about how the media and how social media as a whole has been covering this issue, because we saw a similar situation and the feedback and the blowback that I saw was a lot different than what I'm seeing today. So I'm not going to wait any longer. We'll get into the video. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, send it to a friend, share it with a family member, and let's continue to build this subscriber base. Let's continue to build this channel. Let's get into it. So let's just start with the facts. These are things that no one can debate, no matter who you're a fan of. This is just what it is. Kendrick had a show last night that was supposed to take place in Bogota, Colombia, right? And the name of the venue is Vive Claro, all right? That's the name of it. Now, right before the show, people were already lined up, ready to go into the venue. The event was canceled, okay? And they're allowing people to get refunds via Ticketmaster, or if you bought from a third party, you're going to have to contact a third party to get your money back. The show was not sold out. It was not sold out. Before the show and right up until the cancellation, people were still able to purchase tickets. And I'm going to attach some media here that's going to prove that. So the show was not sold out. Now, how many tickets were available? This is up for debate. I've seen some sources say 2%. That was reported by Hot New Hip Hop. I've seen other, places report that there were a lot more than 2% of tickets available. And the last thing that I can say is factually true is this venue has allowed fireworks before, right? Fireworks have been held here. I'll attach media to prove that as well. Those are the facts. Now we can get into the different narratives. Now, what's being reported by some media sources and some Kendrick fan pages on X and on other media platforms are that the show was canceled due to logistical issues, that there were some structural issues with the venue itself, that they wouldn't allow fireworks, that they didn't allow the certain stage design. So that is why the concert had to be, canceled. That's the reason why. They said it was very close to being sold out. It has nothing to do with ticket sales. That is the reason. Now, my simple question that I would ask as someone who's put on events, nothing to this magnitude, so I would not even insinuate that, but I have planned events that have held 5 to 10,000 people at a time. We are dealing with large venues and corporate issues. Is if you knew that there was an issue with the venue allowing certain structural things with the stage, or there were issues with ticketing platforms, or there was an issue with the things that you do at the show in terms of fireworks, in terms of set design, stage design, screen design, why would tickets still be available up until last minute? That doesn't seem very fair to the consumers who are planning on attending the concert. We don't know how much money people spent, how they had to travel there, the things that they did to purchase tickets because they wanted to see a show that was only going to happen one time. This is a once in a lifetime opportunity for them to see something like this, which I respect, right? So if that was the case, why was there not certain plans put in place to inform ticket holders that this could happen or that this was likely to happen, especially for people who are buying tickets last minute? That's what my rebuttal would be. So we don't know what the truth is. We can only read between the lines and use our brains to come up with an educated guess as to why this happened. But from the Kendrick Lamar fan base, that is my question. Why is it that tickets were still being sold? And why is it that people were told last minute if there was certain, things in place that didn't allow him to perform the show as he saw fit? Wouldn't this be something that should have happened months in advance, weeks in advance, or at least days in advance so that people were aware of what's happening? Now let's flip the coin. You have Drake fan pages and you have pro-Drake media pages who are saying, well, the show wasn't sold out. And we've heard from our sources that it was canceled due to low ticket sales, that I think he sold about 20,000 seats, which was not enough to fill the stadium, and which would track because there were seats available right up until the moment before the show. And again, I will attach the media here that shows we can factually prove this. There's no need to debate this, right? So, this is a chance where Drake fans are celebrating because they're saying, hey, when Drake had to cancel some shows in Australia due to logistical issues, people were kicking his back in. You see, people don't want to see Drake, which is false. And, Drake has to cancel because he couldn't sell tickets, which again was false. So why is the narrative not the same, right? Why are people searching for either excuses or searching for factual information to support their artists, but they were so quick to kick Drake's back in a couple months ago when he had to cancel some tour dates, right? And again, you could have factually proven that. You could have just went and done the research. When an artist, any artist, is in another country, there are holding costs because they're flying out full teams. They're bringing equipment on the road with them, or they're flying equipment. Every day that you're not working, it's costing you a ton of money to sit there. So you don't want to have your team waiting. And that's what happened in Australia. And that's why Drake ended up, moving those dates and fulfilling some and canceling some, is because his team was sitting there. And Drake owns the equipment, right? His team owns the rigging and all the set design. But in Kendrick Lamar's case, if a show was canceled due to whatever reason, people are searching and finding a way to justify it. So again, there's always inherent bias when we're discussing artists, because there's artists you like, there's artists you don't like, and there's artists that you love and you will champion. But we can't lose sight of the facts. The facts are that the show was canceled. It wasn't sold out, and there may be some truth on both sides. Yes, maybe there were things that they didn't allow Kendrick Lamar to do, like fireworks, for example. But should that mean the show should be canceled? And shouldn't we have gotten that confirmation ahead of time? That's my point here. Wherever you fall on it, you fall on it. I'm only here to give you the facts, and then I'm going to draw my own conclusions based on someone who's thrown events or who has planned things. So when it comes down to Kendrick's team, they have done a phenomenal job over the past 2 years in terms of, their planning, in terms of their rollout for everything, and in terms of putting on a world tour. Congratulations, you guys deserve it. This is a big moment for hip hop. Remove your fandom. This is a big moment for hip hop. But then on the other hand we have to be honest with ourselves. Are the shows sold out? This one? No. The one in Mexico City that people said was sold out, that wasn't sold out either. The definition of sold out is there are no more first-hand tickets available. If I could buy one ticket, it's not sold out. If I could buy two, it's not sold out. If I can buy zero, that means the show is sold out. So I'm only here to bring you the newest update. Kendrick Lamar's next show is in Brazil. We'll see how that goes. And again, if there are logistical issues for the fans, just let them know in advance, especially when you're in another country, because the things that people might have to do to get these tickets, they're working hard. They have to travel from point A to point B. They don't often get to see American hip hop artists because how often do American hip hop artists tour around the world? So we got to make sure the fans are taken care of outside of home base. So if you like this video, if you like the update, make sure you like, comment, subscribe, send, share, join the membership, whatever. Let's continue to grow the channel, and I'll always continue to bring more news and more updates. And let's keep it fair and let's keep it to the facts, because my motto, it's facts over feelings. Salute.